was the fitness coach for Nepal a couple of years ago with Pupudu Dasanayake, who is now Canada's coach. So he should have good insight on this squad.
Shinwari again, first delivery. Just letting it go across to the keeper. Again, another dot ball.
There is quite a lot of breeze this morning. It's not been this breezy the last 3 days that we've been here. This is something that I'm sure Nepal's going to take a little bit of time getting accustomed to. The wicket a little bit slower, a little bit flatter than what they'd be used to.
So his partner in crime is Mohammed Asif Sheikh. Partnering, of course, Kushal Patel. And at the moment, Houston Hurricanes are steady as can be in this first over. Shinwari comes in, and at the last moment, Asif Sheikh just pulls away.
We've just got someone climbing right in front of the side screen.
Something you can expect in Prairie View, Texas. People storming the gates already.
Listen, when you've got Nepal playing, that would not surprise me.
Yeah.
They do have quite the fan following. The qualifying process for the ICC T20 World Cup, which is going to be co-hosted by USA and the West Indies.
This one just a little bit closer to the stumps. And that has gone to the boundary. Just clipped off his legs. And the first boundary of the day. 5 runs on the board for Nepal.
Yeah, just missing his line a little bit on that occasion, Usman, and he's clipped off the pads. Good composure, played it fine. Just missing his line a little bit on that occasion, Usman, and he's clipped off the pads.
The area or
Good
this
composure.
side of the wicket.
Played it fine. Just
Where
missing
Asif
his line a
Sheikh
little
is
bit
just
on
to
that
give
occasion,
everyone an idea.
Usman,
Three
and
slants
he's
on
clipped off
both
the
sides.
pads.
The area from middle to off.
Good
This side of the
composure.
wicket slants to
Played
the
it
right to the
fine.
offside.
Just missing his line a
Just
little
to
bit
give
on that
everyone leg
occasion,
idea.
Usman,
Three
and
slants
clipped
on
off
both
the
sides.
pads.
Area from middle to off.
Good
This side of the
composure.
wicket slants to the right to the
Just
offside.
missing his line a
Just
little
to
bit
give
on that
everyone leg
occasion,
idea.
Usman,
Three
and
slants
clipped
on
off
both
the pads.
sides. Area from middle to off.
Good
This side of the
composure.
wicket slants to the right to the offside.
Just
To give everyone leg idea. Three slants on both sides. Speak for yourself, Monali. I look fantastic.
Just mentioning the qualifiers, the Asia qualifiers, Nepal and Oman are the 2 teams at this World Cup. Just mentioning the qualifiers, the Asia qualifiers, Nepal and Oman are the 2 teams all the at regions this went World through Cup. qualifiers. This is a 20 Just mentioning the qualifiers, the Asia qualifiers, Nepal and Oman are the 2 teams all the at regions the went up being represented. This is Nepal Just mentioning the qualifiers, the Asia qualifiers, Nepal and Oman are the 2 teams all the at regions. The World Cup is starting on the 1st. And the first match that Nepal is going to take on in the World Cup is against the Netherlands on June 4th.
So you can understand the warm-up matches. They're unofficial, but Houston Hurricanes, a reputable side in the USA, comprised of Canadians, players from the Asian area, USA of course. And they have done very well in both minor league and major league. From the northern end.
Smit Patel is, no, sorry, correction, that is the keeper.
We haven't reached that stage of the game yet where the keeper starts to bowl. And we're just getting our scorecards in check. It's going to be number 62. It's going to be Khan Jr. Imran Khan Jr. Left arm medium pace. We have 2 left arm seamers bowling. This one is just pushed to the offside.
Mentioning the qualifiers, the Asia qualifiers.
Keeps the strike and turnover ticking for a single off the first delivery of the second over. Ryan Davis, Monali Patel, happy to be with you on this broadcast. SC Tech Productions. No, I'm sorry, there's a lot of pressure if your name is Imran Khan Jr. and especially if you're going to be a seamer.
But they've added the junior in there, so I think...
And he's bowling left hand, so he took all the pressure off of him. So Asif Sheikh just slashes away. And umpire, all eyes on him. And just to give you an idea of our umpires today, they are none other than Myron James from Antigua, who's the umpire on this end, and Cameron Best from Barbados. Two West Indians steadying the ship on the field today. Imran Khan Jr. Shaikh just tries to turn it around, hits the pad, a half-hearted appeal, no run.
Better comeback after the first delivery, which we don't really have a replay on that, but looked fairly close to that wide line. Of course, we're at a slight of an angle.
So just to remind our viewers, the breeze is going with the left-handed seamer, coming into the right-hander. And speaking about hurricanes, the type of breeze we're having here, Imran Khan Jr. has a lot of assistance. And he's gone after this one. Ball high in the air, and the first wicket falls. Asif Sheikh trying to turn it over onto through mid-wicket, gets a top edge, and he departs. And Imran Khan Jr. gets the first scalp. And the score goes to 6 for 1 in the second over.
Imran Khan living up to the expectations that were set on him. This is an interesting shot early up from Asif. I think the extra bounce might have taken him by a little bit of surprise. Gets leading edge and went straight up in the air. In the end, a very easy catch.
Just not one of those deliveries to turn on it.
The
never lose. Either you win or you learn.
Grace International.
Connecting life and learning.
I haven't asked it. Thought he would try to play in the V and try to get some form going. As Imran Khan Jr. comes back from the northern end. This one is outside, and it's the first wide, the first extra for today. Score goes to 7 for 1.
These warm-up matches are so important too. You're coming in from a completely different playing condition in Nepal, not nearly as warm. I believe they're also coming out of their winter like we are in Canada. To come out here in this heat, the first thing you're doing is you're testing your lungs. Because what you might think was fit in cooler conditions is definitely not fit in these conditions.
This one's turned off the legs beautifully. You can hear the ball come off the middle of the bat. And the single. So one more to the total. And Anil Kumar Shah is off the mark. Score goes to 8 for 1. As Mohammad Asif Sheikh goes back into the pavilion thanks to Imran Khan Jr. So Kushal Patel, who's had 2 singles, just pushes this one, and again the left-handed seamer in that corridor of uncertainty. So the end of 2 overs, it is 8 for 1. So Usman Shinwari will continue from the southern end. He's going to bowl to the new batter. This one turned off the hips, down to deep fine leg, just one. So Manali, so far, what we've seen from Houston Hurricanes, very professional in the opening overs. Nepal just 9, of course, with that first wicket falling.
Yeah, USA Cricket's come a long way with minor league being introduced. Minor league cricket has definitely raised the standards overall, and you can see when they've now picked their playing 11 or their squad, you can see the standard of cricket overall has improved.
Shinwari to Patel. Patel's drives and it's caught. Shinwari with the breakthrough. Beautiful delivery, leaving the right-hander. And Patel has caught slip.
This is not the start that Nepal would have hoped, warm-up or not. And this is a really nice delivery from Usman, going cross from the body. And you don't see slips very often in T20 cricket.
And there's never an easy catch down in that corridor, trying to turn it off of his legs. Ball leaving the right-hander. And yes, it's a comfortable catch, but it's always going to be difficult. And it's Malantra with the catch at slip. So the second wicket falls. And Nepal, which is supposed to be a warm-up match, are now 9 for 2 with their star batter and captain. 2 wickets down. And it is now Rohit Kumar Pudel, the skipper.
Welcome to View Brew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Gita Aviation.
Gita Aviation, Pilot and Air Hostess Training Institute.
We're 2 wickets down, and the skipper's out in the middle for Nepal.
And the left-handed seamer bringing this one back into the right-hander, and Patel just gets 1. And it's not easy for Shinwari. The breeze is going across the right-hander to get it back into the right-hander, Monali. It's going to take a lot of technique.
Yeah, and it's not a light breeze either.
That's why they call it the Houston Hurricanes. That's the type of breeze we're having in Prairie View.
There was, of course, a really big storm here as well last week.
And you survived?
I was not here for it,
Thank
but
God.
I know the hotel that we're staying at, there are a lot of people, some of these people have lost their homes, some of them have lost power.
Shinwari. Oh, again, just hitting that ridge right in front of the right-hander. And Anil didn't know much about it.
That was very well bowled. Take a quick look at that delivery again. Moving just across the
unplayable.
right-handed batter, missing that edge ever so finely. Beautiful movement.
In that corridor of uncertainty that no batter likes. So Usman Shinwari, 1.4 overs. And he's 1 for 6. Again, you can see that ball just popping just in front of the batter. And at this point, Monali, 2 wickets down, just 10 runs on the board. We're only in the 3rd over. What do you suggest for Nepal at this moment? Steady the ship or keep going guns?
I think they do need to study the ship. From what we've seen so far, they are a little out of their comfort zone. They're not quite they're not used to these conditions. The breeze isn't helping them. The pitch is new to them. It is just their first warm-up. Take your time, get your eye in, try and get your batters the practice that they need out in the middle.
This one just a little bit shorter from Shinwari.
Of course, a lot of this is a mental game too. You're coming here, you are representing the nation. You've got such a large following of the fans. But as we say that, Nepal 10 for 2 at the end of 3.
Where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Gita Aviation.
Gita Aviation. Pilot and air hostess training is
Yeah, as we were saying, Nepal is still trying to find their feet in the conditions in Dallas, or in Texas, I should say. The World Cup is just around the corner. They got to try and give their batters as much time out in the middle as possible.
Bertel is driving through the offside. It's a square drive. But if you know anything about the outfield in the United States, it's always going to be a little bit heavy. Not that traditional cricket grass you get like in Australia, England, India, Pakistan, etc. It's a thick sort of texture, and it holds up and they get two. Well, that was an excellent cricket shot, as they would say. Kept his shape. Sort of thing the coach of Nepal will want to see.
Beautifully driven. It's always nice to see a cover drive, isn't it?
Imran Khan Jr. This one just driven to cover. No run. But we talked about the conditions. Understanding this is Houston Hurricanes, let's just call it their backyard. And because the conditions are so dramatic with the breeze, with the wicket, not as even as you would like, you can understand why the home team would win the, well, when they did win the toss, to put Nepal into bat and to test their mantle in the opening overs. Down the wicket is Bertel, and he drives and he gets four. Fortune favors the brave.
Well,
First time they've opened their shoulders, Monali.
he definitely showed some bravery there, chipping down, making some room as well. Cleared his arms. He really had to reach for it. Not quite going down the line of the ball. Went quite far down the leg. In the end, it is 4 runs. He's coming off some decent form as well. Nepal played West Indies A recently.
Imran Khan. Again, just opening the face of the bat, and they go for a quick single. If he hits, he's out. But
Good running.
Anil Kumar survives. Risky single. But at this point, looks like Nepal wants to put some pressure back on the Hurricanes. Imran Khan Jr. And this time Anil Kumar Shah just turns it, no run. So we are live in Hamro Kaud. So everyone in Nepal, love to have you over here in the United States. Hopefully it's as breezy as it is in Nepal as it is in Prairie View. Beautiful day for cricket.
It's a good shot of a Nepali fan out there with your flag, representing, supporting.
This one is pitched up and held back just a little bit, but they go for another quick single. Hits the wicket. There's an appeal for a run out.
The umpire not interested. There's a tight single. Not the best of positions for the umpire to be in either to make that call.
Well, again, Imran Khan just holding one back. Anil Kumar running it down to that fly slip. He hits the stumps flush. And looks like Anil made it back just in time.
Just looking at the last few games of the skipper of Nepal, he's had some really good form against West Indies A. An 82, 71 not out, a century as well. So definitely some good form coming into this World Cup, leading from the top for Nepal.
And I think for Nepal to have any sort of chance of creating a competitive score, players like Rohit Kumar Podal have to take responsibility, not only in scoring runs, but occupying the crease, which is always a fine line in T20 cricket. You can't make runs in the pavilion, as they would say.
Well, we saw that yesterday when Mayank Patel supported Stephen Taylor, Aaron Jones, and he batted it out. He took them to the very end of that first innings. And that's well bowled.
And I tell you what, if you're looking from across the world, Usman Shiwari, the opening left-arm seamer, is now 2 overs in, 1 for 6, and he's showing no signs of letting up. You can understand why the skipper wants him to bowl his 3rd over. Monali, are you in favour of having bowlers, when they hit their stride, continue their spell or save some for later?
I think it's a tricky question because yes, if your bowlers are going
Thank you
well,
very much. I'll take that credit for that. Go ahead.
you want to try and keep the pressure on the opposition as long as you can. It's pushed into the offside. It's going to be a dot ball. But as we say that, some of these teams have long batting lineups. And if you're using up your spear bowlers in the first 4 overs, they're bowled out. If you have enough arsenal to bring in other bowlers to finish the death overs, by all means do that. But if you don't, and you've got, like Ali Khan, for example, spearhead bowler for USA, fastest bowler for USA, as we take a quick look at the Nepal squad again, the skipper out there.
So I asked the Nepali coach if he was going to have any sort of experiments today. He said not a chance. Trying to get his front 11 in form, get them as much exposure as they can. Shinwari gets the inside edge, and it's a French cut that goes for 4. So the second boundary of the day, not as stylish as the first, but they all count, and the score goes to 22 for 2. Shinwari again operating from the southern end, just short of a length. Tell you what, Monali, you can talk about opening overs, you can talk about power plays. If the bowlers are going to hit their stride in that area of uncertainty, eat your heart out.
Are you a fan of bowling your main bowlers out?
I am.
Up at the top.
I'm all about turning the screws and putting the pressure on the opposing team, which is the Nepali team at this point. I would turn the screws and have them react to the bowling side after the pressure is put on. So I hope you guys have your notepads out, because Monali Patel is going to be dropping nuggets all day long in Prairie View. I certainly am.
So you're obviously involved in the USA setup quite a bit. You've seen a lot of the minor league teams.
Minor league teams. I love operating in the organic area of cricket, and I get to see the players come in and out of teams, and I get to see teams grow from season to season. 3 minor league seasons are in the books, as they would say, as Shinwari comes in for ball number 5 in his 3rd over. Again, starting the ball from leg, coming across the right-hander.
Yeah, he's bowling in good areas, Shinwari. Testing the batters out in the middle. So you've been involved with a few years with minor league, and as you've mentioned, you've seen the improvement. How much of an impact do you think this has had on USA cricket to have minor league teams? I mean, we've got the Hurricanes here from Houston getting to play a warm-up. Obviously they have proven that they are up to the mark. They've got 2 wickets down, or they've got Nepal 2 wickets down. How instrumental has it been in terms of USA cricket and building it up?
Monali, I'm itching to answer that question, but I'll respond to you after the break.
Welcome to ViewBrew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Gita Aviation.
Gita Aviation, Pilot and Air Hostess Training Institute.
So we are back in Prairie View, Nepal, with their unofficial warm-up match before the ICC T20 World Cup 2024, which will begin on June 4th as Nepal take on Netherlands. They're playing the local team, Houston Hurricanes, in Prairie View, Texas. Nepal lost the toss. Houston Hurricanes decided to bowl, and Nepal at 22 for 2. And Monali Patel asked me a great question about the organic structure of United States cricket and how it's blossomed over the last 3 years. It has gone from night to day. And not only on the field, but off the field, the broadcasting, the umpiring, the organization, the pitches, the grounds. You've seen it blossomed from off the field to on the field, and it's beautiful to watch as the players begin to explode on the local scene. So we have a change of bowling corner dry from the northern end down the leg side, and it's going to be a wide. So Monali, in sports in general, I want to expand on that question. We always look at the final product, the Nepal team on the field right now, but it all starts 4 years ago. It all started 5 years ago. The product begins on the organic level. So you always take care of that area first, and then that will blossom to the finished product on the international scene. Dry. This one coming back into the right-hander.
To pick up a single, but you bring up a very good point, Ryan, and you're talking about the organic setup in terms of minor league. Something that associate nations often forget is developing grassroots cricket as well. If you don't have a steady stream of players at the junior level coming up, and if you're not exposed to as many people playing the sports at the junior level, you're never going to have the best at the top.
If you want to see the standard of cricket in your country, look and see the commercial and private funding that's going into the organic structure of the game. Dry. And this one's high in the air, over mid-wicket. And that's gone. And the fielder somehow kept it in play, and looks like he's going to restrict the batter to just one.
It was a very good effort by the fielder out in the deep. Dry. Pitched up a little bit on this occasion. It was picked up beautifully into the leg side, trying to clear the mid-wicket boundary. And again, there you see just how well he did, aware of where the rope was as well, trying to make sure he kept the ball inside without stepping on the rope.
Anil Kumar is down the ground. He drives to the offside, and you don't run those, Monali.
Beautiful shot. Got to the pitch of the ball and smashed it through the offside. I think they might have a little bit of a hard time finding that ball. It is in the bushes, past the gate.
Talking about organic. What do you say?
A beautiful shot from the skipper.
Try again, down the leg side, turns it around, gets a top edge. Backward square goes around, and they come back for two. So Kushal Patel, despite the dodgy start by Nepal, is still out there.
Very interesting to see that shot again. It was a very wristy shot from Kushal Patel. Did get a top edge. In the end, it landed in no man's land. But just going back to our conversation about developing cricket, you can really see the difference in the region when we saw the USA-Canada series.
This one's pulled in the air. Deep mid wicket comes across. Batters think about two, just get one. Monali, absolutely. And USA, because they've been investing in the organic level, you're starting to see players become more refined. So when they have, let's call it sticky situations like this, these sort of conditions, you see the USA cricketers sort of adjusting to the conditions and still managing to blossom in really tough conditions. And that becomes from repetitions. Being out in these conditions and being able to improvise in areas when they wouldn't be able to improvise before. But because they've had these reps, as they would say, now the cricket is beginning to blossom, and batters and bowlers are becoming more confident. Try again. This one is high in the air, over mid-off. One bounce, and it's four. So the shoulders are beginning to open, and Rohit, the skipper, is starting to advance.
It was a very beautiful shot. You can see him just waiting over pitch delivery and smash straight over the bowler's head, straight down the ground. Love to see shots like that. Absolute perfection.
You never lose. Either you win or you learn.
Grace International.
Connecting life and learning.
The scorecard, currently 36 for 2. The two openers are back in the pavilion. Kushal Patel as Usman, the opening bowler, and here's the first spinner of the day. It's a full delivery, driven to the onside, long on comes in, thinking about 2, just 1. So the two openers are back in the pavilion, and at the moment we have Anil Kumar Shah, who's 12 off of 15, and we have the skipper Rohit Kumar Patel, who's 16 off of 9, as Nepal begin to rebuild their innings.
Yeah, they're really looking good now. We've seen a couple of strokes in the previous over. Beautiful shot over the bowler's head.
And it's a full toss, not put away, a thick top edge, and the batters come back for 2. So 2 more to the total, 37 for 2.
Those are always more difficult to hit than they seem.
Absolutely. People don't talk about that enough. Batters are not expecting a full toss, not that you want to do it. And it's also a no ball, so it's going to be a free hit for the batters, as Anil Kumar Shah is salivating. And he's going after it, hits the pad, but of course it's a free hit. And it dribbles behind the wicket for a single. So 1 more to the total, 40 for 2. And the new bowler is Joshit Trump. This one just turned off the hips. 1 more, and at the point, Nepal starting to rebuild this innings as Mohammad Mushin, the off spinner from the northern end, actually the southern end, he has the busy 290 highway behind him. Mushin runs a flatter delivery and turn around.
A couple loose deliveries, but it looks like he has found his line and length. Mohammad Mohsin.
Mohsin, Anil. And at the moment, Monali, the score is starting to take over, and Nepal, brick by brick, is starting to rebuild this innings.
And this is, sometimes it does take a little bit of time out there in the middle. Read the conditions, understand the conditions, and then you do have enough firepower. You have enough firepower in your batting lineup to be able to come and accelerate at the end. You know, we're talking about Nepal getting adjusted to these conditions.
This one turned onto the onside. Batters want 2, but deep wicket comes in a flash and restricts them to just 1. So the spinner's over is completed, and we're going to go to commercial break.
Welcome to ViewBrew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle has completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Nita Aviation.
Geeta Aviation, Pilot and Air Hostess Training Institute.
We are back in Prairie View as Cornell Dry, the tall, right-handed, fast-medium bowler, will be bowling to the skipper of Nepal, Rohit Kumar Podel, who's at the moment playing a skipper's type innings.
This is not the best angle to see just how far the run-up is for Cornell Dry, but if you see that white disc in your screen right now, that is the 30-yard circle, and he's running from past that 30-yard circle.
This one turn on to the onside, deep mid wicket comes in, just the one. Yeah, Cornell Dry is looking more like Michael Holding coming in from Sabina Park.
Very tall bowler. We saw that he had troubled the batters a little bit with his short ball in the previous over. But sometimes it's not even the length of the run-up, it is the rhythm that you're in. And you can't quite get that rhythm with a short run-up, so you do need those additional steps just to make sure that you're in the right rhythm before you deliver.
Especially if you have strides like Cornell Dry. This one outside off stump, best delivery he's bowled so far for his spell.
He's actually got a very decent action. The run-in is beautiful in a straight line. He's very well aligned as well.
He has caused havoc in minor league cricket for the last 3 seasons, Cornell Dry. Certainly built a reputation in these parts. Has an excellent short delivery if he needs it. So Anil Kumar facing Dry. This one's pitched up and held back a little bit, and it's high in the air, over long on, and it's the first maximum.
Yeah, tried for the slower delivery Dry on that occasion. It did not go his way.
This one pitched up by the medium pacer, and Anil Kumar just puts the bat right through it. And that one sails into the other part of Prairie View.
I'm going to put that down as commentator's curse as soon as you said that he had caused havoc in minor league cricket. Nepal says, let me repeat some of that havoc on our end.
Well, the 5th is up for Nepal. Understand that these two came to the wicket. I believe it was 11 for 2 with the 2 openers back in the pavilion. So the ball has finally been retrieved. Cornell Dry inspects it. And to give you an idea of the field, we have a long on and a regular mid-off behind Dry. This one just short of a length. Deep mid wicket has to come in, and the batters are gonna come back for 2.
This is excellent running by the pair in the middle. They haven't been able to get as many bigger shots as they would have liked, but the running has been absolutely amazing.
Can't talk about enough about that in T20 cricket. We all look at the boundaries, we love it, we love the 6s and the 4s, but the running between the wickets frustrates the bowler, and it puts the fielders on their toes.
You know, this was a topic of discussion yesterday. Bangladesh, USA, 47% of deliveries were dot balls in USA's innings yesterday.
Wow. This one's flashing outside off stump.
47% of deliveries being a dot ball, and we had said when they ended at 144 USA that they were about 20 to 25 runs short. That's a big difference.
That is huge. So USA Bangladesh, of course, USA creating history, beating a test playing team in a series. Of course, it's a T20 series, but nonetheless a top 10 team, and the USA overcome that hurdle. Dry to Anil Kumar. Kumar cuts, beats cover. Batters are thinking of 2, and they're going to get it.
You can really see the confidence coming out from the 2 batters in the middle. A lot more aggressive with their shot selection. That's going to be the end of the over. Nepal 55 for 2 at the end of 8.
You never lose. Either you win or you learn.
Grace International.
Connecting life and learning.
We're seeing the Nepali fans come out. They're trickling in. More and more flags around here. This is what's beautiful to see. A small nation of so many cricket fans, and they're so loyal. It doesn't matter where they play in the world. They will come out and support their team.
Moshin continues from the southern end. This one's driven. And a round of applause. Excellent bit of fielding in cover.
It's a nation of 30 million people.
30 million. Moshin, sort of a mystery bowler. Batters get one. And we were just talking about running between the wickets. You brought up the point 49. Sorry, what was the percent?
47%.
47%. I was always terrible in math. Thank you, Manali. 47% dot balls. But we talk about T20 cricket. We talk about boundaries. We love to see it. But it's turning the dot balls to ones, the ones into twos. Excellent feeling on the boundary. Just one. So another single to the total, 57 for 2. Skipper Rohit on 21 off of 15. Is he going to begin to open those shoulders as well? This one is short and just paddled around.
Well, we're talking about the batters being very effective in between in their running, but the fielders have been impressive as well. They've been excellent with their catching, they're sliding around. This is what you see when you're playing on a level ground. There aren't holes on the ground. It's a good outfield.
This one is driven to long on.
We're starting to see a lot of Canadians come and play minor league as well. It's elevating our level of cricket. So thank you, USA, for helping us.
I wish I could say you're welcome. But
we certainly didn't play our part when we were here a few weeks ago.
Moshin again from the southern end. This one has just turned around the corner. One more to the total, and we're starting to see those singles starting to turn. Now the bowlers have to bowl to a new batter at every delivery. They can't get stuck in and start to hone in on one batter. And that's the end of the over. 11 overs gone, 58 for 2.
Welcome to View Brew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Nita Aviation.
Geeta Aviation, Pilot and Air Hostess Training Institute.
Welcome back to Prairie View, Texas, where Nepal playing their unofficial warm-up match against the local team, Houston Hurricanes. The Hurricanes won the toss, put Nepal into bat. They were 12 for 2, now 60 for 2. Excellent partnership at the moment. And a new bowler, huge appeal for LBW, and he's giving it out. The skipper departs for 23. Very first delivery by Ali Sheikh.
That was a flat delivery, looking to sweep that. Take a quick look at the replay. Looking to sweep that and completely beaten. Stayed a little bit lower than he would have expected, Rohit Podal. And the finger goes up. He seems a bit surprised, a little disappointed. But that's another breakthrough for the Hurricanes. Nepal 60 for 3 after 9.1.
Welcome to View Brew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Nita Aviation.
Geeta Aviation, pilot and air hostess training institute.
You never lose. Either you win or you learn.
Grace International.
Connecting life and learning.
Welcome to ViewBrew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Nita Aviation.
Geeta Aviation, pilot and air hostess training institute.
Back in Prairie View, Texas, Ryan Davis, Monali Patel. And Monali, we brought up a point off air. We're talking about minor league cricket for men, but now the obvious step that needs to be taken in this country, minor league cricket for women, it is knocking on the door. If we're talking about a setup, number of teams, venues, give me a quick synopsis. What would it look like?
Well, your current structure, you've got zonal tournaments already. They're in place. You also have women's teams in most of your hubs. So there's no reason why wherever your men's hubs are, you can try and promote women's teams. Like if you've got the Hurricanes, for example, let's try and get a women's Hurricanes team. Even if you start with 5 teams, a shorter season, it's a starting point. And believe me, your women's program is doing very well. Your women's national team has qualified for the global qualifiers, 2 qualifiers in a row now. And yes, there's a big difference between the competition that the USA play on the global stage, but they are the strongest team in the region, and there's no reason why they can't get better if your local structure improves.
Ali Sheikh, remember he got a wicket on his very delivery of his second over. Seems to be very stingy.
Well, you like to see this. He's sliding, fielding his own bowling, making sure that he's not leaking any runs.
Sheikh now bowling to the Kushal, and that one popped off of a length, and it's going to be a no ball, so it's going to be a free hit.
We'll say it's the sunscreen in the seat.
That looked more like SPF 1000 the way it slipped off of his hands. So now the batters have a free hit. They cannot be out on this delivery as that ball travelled over.
Yes, well, you know, it is out in the boonies again. Just putting his foot down and clearing it right over past the fielder at long off, or long on, I should say. You got the spectator there watching it sail over his head as well.
So we have the Nepalese spectator who went to get the ball. He may have to use his passport to get out of the country, get that ball, and back in Ali's hands. Just short of a length turn around the corner. One more, and Nepal want to just articulate this to the viewers in Nepal. The conditions here in Prairie View, not the easiest. Houston won the toss, the home team put them into bat, win the conditions. The wicket is not easy to bat on, but yet the score is 68 for 3, and it shows the testament of a quality side getting ready for a T20 World Cup.
Yeah, it was a crucial partnership between the skipper and Anil Kumar as well. They steadied the ship when they just lost early wickets. That's played into the leg side. They'll pick up a single. They read the game. They decided that it was time to understand the playing conditions. And it looks like it's going to be another single. Slight misfield from the Houston Hurricanes.
Well, an overthrow, and it's the sort of thing that gives managers ulcers on the sidelines, as the wicketkeeper did not feel that properly, and the batters took advantage of it and stole an extra run. So the score goes to 70 for 3, and Anil Kumar is settling at 30 runs off of 27 deliveries. What we like to see in cricket, he's anchoring. So let's go back to and that is the end of the 10th over. We'll get back to that. 70 for 3 after 10.
Geeta Aviation, Pilot and Air Hostess Training Institute.
So we are back. Motion coming back from the southern end. Bowling to the left-hander, Anil Kumar. Take that back. It's going to be Kushal Mala, who is 7 off of 4.
This is the first time, for those of you who may not know, this is the first time USA is going to be hosting a World Cup, a Cricket World Cup.
And we are certainly excited. And we're just talking off air, in between overs, talking about looking forward to the upsets that's probably going to happen in this World Cup. As franchise cricket continues to blossom around the globe, we've seen players from Holland, Scotland, Ireland, O'Sheen, all beautifully bowled, just left the left-hander.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point about all of these so-called associate countries.
This one is swept away, but deep mid-wicket is there, just the one. It's a loud one.
We saw what Netherlands did in the last 50 over World Cup, and that was incredible cricket. Now, you mentioned franchise cricket around the world. More and more associate players are getting chances to represent that. You have Major League Cricket here. We've got the GT20 in Canada. What this does do, though, is the more that you're exposed around full member players, your whole standard is elevated.
This one keeps a little bit low.
So your thoughts on the 20-team World Cup?
I like it. I think the more teams that are involved, and understand this, 20 over cricket is being played in Italy, Brazil, Argentina. These are usually associated with soccer or football. Now they're associated with cricket, Ireland, Scotland. So everyone's jumping in on the action because 20 over cricket is so well packaged. It's so easy on the eyes. In 3 hours, the match is completed. But within those 3 hours, sometimes 300 runs, 360 runs are scored. in those 3 hours, which is so easy for the spectators to digest.
At the end of the 11th over, Nepal 72 for 3.
Welcome to View Brew, where we bring together the best of all worlds. Come join us today and indulge in the best brews and flavors, all while enjoying a breathtaking view.
My journey of becoming a pilot was impossible.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable costs.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you.
Down the ground. Got the bottom part of the bat. Another single, 73 for 3. So given the rough start, Monali, 11 overs in, 72 for 3. I'm not going to do any math here. I'm going to leave that up to you. What's a total you think that Nepal will be happy with after the rough beginning?
I think if they can get close to that 165 mark, they'll be happy. Because you want to try and see what the batters lower down the order can come in and do. They do have some hitters coming up as well. 165, decent total. Not the easiest of batting conditions either.
This one punched away by Anil.
I mean, you're also really big into soccer. And we're talking about a 20-team tournament this time. FIFA, of course, has a much larger structure in terms of their World Cups and how many teams that they have. I think we need to have more associate cricket in in the T20 World Cup.
This one is driven, and it's going to beat the long on field, and it's 4 more.
Yeah, good shot. Good power on that occasion from Anil Kumar. The long legs of Corny Dry, not able to stop that.
I think it just flew past Cornell Dry's bowler's mark at the 30-yard line. Yep, one bounce, cleared it easily. But yeah, going back to having more teams, batter's going to think about 2, just the 1.
Oh, they get 2 in the end after all. Misfield. Zia just knocking the ball around a little bit, allowing for single.
Here's what happens when you add more teams. It's going to be watered down. Understand that. But there's still enough focal views. This one's dropped a little bit short, a quicker delivery. Completely threw off the timing of Kushal. No, actually Anil. But understand, even you have these preliminary rounds, they have the countries who are so invested in their team. This one is high in the air, on the offside. And that's gone for 6. So Anil Kumar has had enough of this. He's starting to expand his strike zone. And he goes into the 40s.
Yeah, it pitched outside off stump, and he's picked that up beautifully. Went up and over. There was a fielder at long on, or long off, I should say. Just watched it sail over his head. And Anil Kumar is now just 6 runs away from his half century. Signaling for gloves. It is a hot day. I'm sure there's some good sweat buildup. The breeze has definitely helped.
It is a hazy day in Prairie View. A lot of cloud cover, but the humidity is starting to set in. But luckily for us and the cricketers, there's a constant breeze coming from the east to the west. So we have a new bowler. Actually, we're just going to clarify from the southern ends. It's going to be Zia.
So Anil Shah, he's a second choice wicketkeeper for Nepal. Scored his century against Canada in an ODI earlier this year in February. And he's making a comeback after 4 years. And not a bad comeback at all. He was not part of the qualifiers, but to be playing the World Cup, he's done excellent today in the first warm-up match. You couldn't have asked for better if you were a Nepali fan, or the Nepali management for that matter of fact.
So Zia's first delivery, and the wrist spinner gets a dot ball. Luckily for Monali and myself, we have Wikipedia on our left-hand side by the name of Shabazz. Shabazz, a native of Nepal, and he is manning the controls. This one is driven, a square drive, deep point.
This is a very interesting starting point in his run up for Zia. In case you're wondering where he is in the frame, while the batter is waiting on that delivery, he is to the left of that frame, as far wide as you could possibly imagine.
We're going to have to pay our cameraman more money to get him into the frame, and we can't afford that at the moment. So Zia is now going to come into the frame.
I mean, he is a spinner. They're a little bit wonky to begin with. With our pace bowlers, we say run in as straight as you can.
That's right.
But that is a very wide angle.
This one is driven, beautifully driven, kept its shape. But just the one. But it just shows the type of form Anil Kumar is in. 44 off of 35, now going to 45 off of 35. So the right-hander, left-hander combination, never easy for a bowler.
Now, were you a batter or a bowler when you played?
I was a talker. I was a batter. And this one is driven to the onside. And they come back for two. So I actually come from a family of cricketers. My father, Charlie Davis, and my uncle, Brian Davis, both played for the West Indies. And they were both batters. My uncle, Brian Davis, was an opening batsman. And my father, Charlie Davis, was a middle order batter for the West Indies. So I didn't have a choice. Short delivery, cut away, but again, that awkward bounce from the wrist spinner means a dot ball.
Yeah, Kushal is going to feel like he missed out on that delivery. Short, had a lot of extra bounce on that occasion. Looking to play that into the offside. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. There's a song about that, actually. This one is high in the air. Long off is coming in. He's under it. And takes it. Wrist spinner Zia gets his wicket on the last ball of his over. So the score goes for 90 for 3.
Trying to go straight over the bowler's head. Just gets a leading edge straight up in the air. And in the end, a very easy catch. Long off.
My lifestyle is completely changed with the training I pursued.
Quality training with affordable cost.
Made our dreams come true.
Thank you, Nita Aviation.
Geeta Aviation, Pilot and Air Hostess Training Institute.
So Manali and I were going through our movie digest when it comes to sports movies.
New batters out of the middle for Nepal. 2 successive wickets, and this is good stuff from the Hurricanes. They've kept the pressure on with the ball, pucked up 2 wickets.
Machine a little bit fuller, and you can get away with that.
This
with
is
the new
good
batter.
stuff from the Hurricanes.
You know, Monali, I
They've
would like
kept
to
the
ask,
pressure on with the
being
ball,
an
picked up
ex-Canadian
2
cricketer,
wickets.
Machine a little bit fuller, and you can get away with that.
This is good stuff from
first
the Hurricanes.
in starting to play cricket. Monali, I
They've
would like
kept
to
the
ask,
pressure on with the
being
ball,
an
picked up
ex-Canadian
2
cricketer,
wickets.
Machine a little bit fuller, and you can get away with that.
This is good stuff from the Hurricanes.
in starting to play cricket.
They've kept the pressure on with the ball, picked up 2 wickets.
You're a talker like me.
No, I actually played a lot of other sports
This is good
before I
stuff
ever
from
considered
the
cricket.
Hurricanes.
I grew up in Kenya. There's not much soccer. Yeah, that's
off of 12. So important to try to get to that 150 mark or 145, like I said, Monali. Off of 12. Short delivery, so important. It's not going to be a wide to try to get to that 150 mark or 145, like I said, Monali. So important to try to get to that 150 mark.